they rape the brother, they rape the sister, they rape the auntie, they rape the auntie, they rob you of all your jewels, they take your car if you have a license firearm, they take your firearm, and they go on with that. And those that are supposed to vote for this bill, for the next year, you all are pleased and it's okay with that. What are they smoking? You cannot come and tell Saieed, well, hear this now. Saieed, mass mandatory, here we go. It come to an end. And then you come and tell me, here we go on Saieed. If you go to the supermarket, the grocery, or the malls, you have to wear your mask. Saieed, if you go in a pharmacy, you have to wear your mask. Saieed, if you're traveling, you have to wear your mask. If you're in the transportation hub, you have to wear your mask. If you're going to church side, you have to wear your mask. If you're in the school side, you're wearing your mask. If you go to a barber salon, you go to the theater, you're wearing your mask. Which dum-dum in Trinidad and Tobago will go in a theater and buy a popcorn and a juice and sit down and wear a mask? Dance! If every councillor go through their constituency, do video clips like this and send it for us, I'm gonna be so happy just to play it on our program on a Wednesday night. You know why I would be happy? I will be filled with joy in my heart. You know why? Because the councillor is getting off their butts and they are actually going and doing some live video shoots. Real Talk took the initiative to find out suppliers of wheat in the world that National Flour Mill could go to. So now Romano is saying the company is not going to raise any price in the near future. Why? Why? Is it because the S-boss and they realize now that, hey, it is in the public domain that we could go right Mexico and buy flour and wheat? We could go right China and buy wheat? I am about change. And thus far, Real Talk is very effective in Trinidad and Tobago, coming towards making changes for the citizens. Public Utility Minister Marvin Gonzalez have urged the population to appreciate and be grateful for the availability of the utilities. This, as Gonzalez recalled, time in his life when he had to fetch water using a bucket from a nearby river. Gonzalez, I want you to understand something. I want you, Mr. Gonzalez, to understand something. You are being paid thousands of dollars by public utility, by the finance ministry, to govern WASA. Come on. To govern WASA, I want you to understand that you ain't going in no office for no free code. You are being paid. Do not tell me that I, Saieed, have to be grateful for the water I get it. Let me tell you something, Gonzalez. Every 4 months, I have to pay $400 and I get water once a bloody month. So don't come on a media briefing and say, Saieed, you have to be contented. You have to be happy. Marvin, the next best thing for you to do is to resign and get the hell out of here.
welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I'm your host, Saeed. We do want to thank you for joining us tonight, viewers. You know, remember every night we say, do share our live stream. Real Talk with Saieed Ali on Facebook, also TT Real Talk on YouTube. Viewers, make sure to subscribe and share our channels. So as we start our program tonight, viewers, the government is looking for buyers for the Gulf Stream barge, which was grounded in February off the coast of the Cove Eco-Industrial Park in Tobago and refloated in August. After it was refloated, the Gulf Stream was towed to Trinidad. Now, the government is seeking to sell it as is and where is. In a procurement tender notice from the Ministry of Works and Transport, proposed buyers were invited to submit package for the Maritime Service Division. Solicitation documents are available from the procurement unit of the Ministry of Works and Transport. The deadline for submission is October 1st at 10 a.m. And interested buyers were advised that no late tender would be considered. The barge was found overturned and leaking an oil-like substance approximately 200 meters off the cove in Tobago. Some 30,000 barrels of bunker fuel leaked from the overturned ship. Soon after the spillage occurred, the authorities suggested the tanker had originated in Panama and had been towed by a tugboat. Now, in May, Energy Minister Stuart Young estimated that the overall damage could reach up to $30 million. In August, the PM said the government continued in search of the people responsible for the abandonment of the Gulf Stream. So Trinidad and Tobago, the Gulf Stream is up for sale. Now, what I am wondering, if we don't know who is the owner, how are you going to sell something that doesn't belong to you? What about the documents for the board? Who is going to sign off on that purchase? The government? So the government take a boat, we don't know the owner, and we just take it and decide to sell it. Is that legal now? Anyway, anything is legal in Trinidad and Tobago, whether it's good or bad. But nevertheless, this is Trinidad, as we say. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. They're looking for the owner of the barge, they can't find him, so now they decide to sell the barge now. Is that fraud, by the way? I don't know, I'm just asking. You could just take something from the ocean and sell it. Is the Minister of National Security approving this? Is this a different fraud? I don't know, I'm asking. So I could take one of my friend's boat and just sell it then. Without documents? Sad, eh? Let's say one. This is coming from the government, eh? This is coming from the government of Trinidad and Tobago. But nevertheless, let me hope they do it the correct way. The path has been cleared for the government to finally complete the operationalization of the Trinidad and Tobago Revenue Authority. So Trinidad and Tobago, let me tell you something. I want you to understand what this really means. Delivering a judgment, the United Kingdom-based Privy Council dismissed the final appeal in a lawsuit challenging the move brought by the Public Service Association. In the appeal, the PSA, through its member, contended that a High Court judge and the Court of Appeal got it wrong when it rejected their case over the constitutional rights. Now listen to this, eh? Like the local courts, the PV Council ruled that the move is not unconstitutional for different reasons. The law lord said that the transfer of revenues function to the authority pursuant to the Act does not breach any implied provision or assumption on which the Constitution is based. The outcome was warmly received by Finance Minister Clongenbert. Minister of Finance Clongenbert has since expressed his excitement and stated that the case required tremendous effort against the relentless opposition from the UNC and the PSA, and they can now modernize revenue collection. So Trinidad and Tobago, let me just explain something for you. With the Revenue Authority coming on stream, we have the video with the woman from the Revenue Authority saying what could happen. Now I want you to understand something. Well, when a guy tell me, I want you to understand something. This new Revenue Authority that will be coming on stream, when you don't pay your property tax, the Revenue Authority has the authorization to send people inside your house to pick up your chattel. What does it mean? For those of you who do not understand what the Trinidad and Tobago Revenue Authority means, I want a little listen to this.
After 3 months, the taxes, remember, this September 30th. After 3 months, if you don't pay, the board, there's power for the board to exercise distress, to come and seize your chattel item, to sell to cover the taxes.
Wow.
Right? I'm not too sure, working at the Board of Inland Revenue then, they never used those provisions. There were sort of provisions like that, they never did. But remember, I know the TTRA, the Trinidad and Tobago Revenue Authority, should be coming on stream, and I think they would want to be more compliant. So those, but there are all those powers for the Board of Inland Revenue. And after 5 years, if you don't pay the taxes, the law provides, the Property Tax Act, they could sell your property to cover the taxes. That's how serious it is.
That's how serious it is
Yes,
if you decide not to pay your property tax.
Yes, but I don't think they, they will, they will prefer to work with you.
So the initial stage will be to sell the chattels. Now, I would like you to define what chattels are.
Well, it's not. Well, it's anything that's not attached to the property. So, I suppose a home like a TV,
refrigerator,
fridge, all those sorts of things, right? They can take, but wouldn't be things that are attached.
Okay.
So it's loose. Normally, I'm giving it is my natural understanding of it. Something that can easily be moved.
Okay, and then at the 5-year mark, you could possibly
well, that's
lose
what the
your
law
home.
provides.
That's what the law provides.
Yes, not me saying this is. I try to read the law, interpret it, and apply it, and give it that understanding. And that's when I saw it. I said, "Wow, this is serious." After 5 years, yes, you can.
According to the law, it could be exercised.
Yes, under the Property Tax Act is stated there.
Okay, I got you.
Now, Trinidad and Tobago, I want you to understand something. Clongenbert went to Parliament with a legislation. He exempted himself from property tax. Clongenbert went to Parliament, exempt himself and multi-story dwelling apartment homeowners, right? The person who put up that building, multi-story dwelling apartment in it, they are exempted from paying property tax, along with Clongenbert. Good, nice. They went to Parliament, they got it sorted, it passed, Clongenbert is exempted. I want you to follow me closely. They push for property tax. 3% on property tax. Because of the uproar of the country, they halt, they pull back themselves, they rechannel themselves, recalculated themselves, and bring on 2% for you, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Now, so property tax now is 2% of the annual rental value. Good. In doing so, Clongenberg went again to the parliament, to the cabinet, and brought out a legislation that if you don't pay your property tax, you will be fined $5,000 for a criminal offense. Now, he said that's a law. That's a penalty. In my case, it's not a penalty. You bully the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. I don't care what you say. I am not going to fill out no form for property tax. I am saying it on a national television, on a live program. I, Saieed Ali, am saying that. You, Clongenberg, or Clongenberg as we say, you see that bullying you did in the parliament for the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, it's really sad. It's really sad. What people are you for exactly? Since the PNM administration say, well, we are for the people, what people are they for exactly? I have an access to bus with all you. Watch man, all I got love tonight program, you know. All I got love tonight program. Now, legislation passed, you all have been bullied, now you're paying $5,000 if you don't pay your property tax. Good? Or let's settle for it. Now listen to this carefully. Clongenberg raised gas 3 times. 3 times. And he said on a platform, he raised it once, they didn't riot. He raised it twice, they didn't riot. He raised it 3 times and they did not riot. We took it or they absorbed it. Now, the latest move went to Parliament, passed the legislation, all the bullied into paying $5,000. Now, all a rush. All a rush now. Your pocket done short, you know. But all a rush you paid because what? Clongenberg now went to the parliament to get a legislation passed. Good. You all rioted for 3%. You made an uproar. And it moved from 3% to 2%. Why you all didn't use the same strength, right? Voice your opinion and cause Clongenberg now to retract some of his statements, such as penalty, $5,000 penalty via pay property tax. How many of you could be able to pay property tax? Now listen to this now. Your private home that you took a loan for, which you built for yourself, your wife, your kids, it is not up for rent. But what did Clongenberg do? He tell you in your face that your property have a rental value and I am going to collect it. Step number 1, did Clongenberg or his ministry help you build your house? No. Step number 2, did Clongenberg and his ministry take a loan? No. Step number 3, who is paying the loan for your house? We love PNM. So the PNM supporters, let me just touch on the PNM supporters now. Is that how much you love Clongenberg? Is that how much you love, let me say, the PNM Ministry of Finance Clongenberg? Good. I'm glad I'll say yes. The latest move now is the Revenue Authority is being set up now in Trinidad and Tobago. So when you're here, you ain't pay a property tax that your father worked so hard to build in that house that you call home. Very soon it's going to be owned by the government and you can't do nothing about it. Swallow that. Swallow that now. The latest move is the revenue authority individuals, right? They can give permission to people who they will be putting in place to come in your house and pick up your television, your couch, your dining table, your fridge, your washing machine, your bed, your utensils in your house when you don't pay property tax after 3 months. That goes for UNC and PNM people. All I gotta say great is the PNM, man. Let me tell you something. You see, in months to come, not now, you know. I have talked about this since last year. 2022, 2023, I've talked about this. And you all thought I was joking. WASA is about to go up. T&Tech is about to go up. Cost of living is about to go up. The budget will be presented very soon again. What are you going to do? What you're going to do? U.S. currency hard to get in Trinidad. Jobs are being lost on a daily basis. What are you going to do? Well, I feel like joking. When the Revenue Authority sets up, all who say, I love you, PNM, they will own your property and you can't do nothing. Let me see where you go. Let me see who you going to love that time. So hear this now. We're switching gears a bit, but I have something I'll come back and touch on. 2 weeks after they were warned about the unkept condition of their properties, which were potential breeding site of mosquito, the Ministry of Health has taken legal action against 43 homeowners. The Ministry of Health, Terence Singh, stated that this means 43 persons have not heeded the call to help us in the fight against dengue. Since the beginning of this year, the ministry had issued 994 notices where public health inspectors warn people to clean up their yards. Persons will get 7 to 14 days to clean their yards, and if you have not taken action, then legal action or legal proceeding will take place. Listen to this.
Since the start of this year, we have issued 994 notices. Now, what is a notice? The public health inspector will go out into the community. They will see a home, a yard that has containers, especially those small to medium containers which can breed mosquitoes. We issue a notice. That notice is a notice for you to clean your yard. Failing your response to positively clean your yard, then when we revisit in 7 to 14 days, if you have not taken action, then we can institute legal proceedings. So far, we have instituted 43 legal proceedings. That means 43 persons have not heeded the call, the simple call, to help us in this fight against dengue.
I'm glad this happened. You're too slack with your property. You're too slack. So I am very happy that this is in place. Trinidad and Tobago, hear this now. We slack, you know. Epidemiologist Dr. Avery Hines also confirmed that there were 1,387 confirmed dengue cases and 16 deaths. He explained that the confirmed cases did not mean active cases, and in July, the highest number of the year was recorded at 652. And in August, there were 424. Listen to this.
We now have 1,387 confirmed dengue cases, and of those, there have been 16 confirmed dengue deaths. An important distinction I'd like to make, because I've seen it reported in various parts of the media as active cases. There aren't 1,387 active cases. These are cases that have been infected from January to now. They're not all active at this point in time. So that's just an important distinction, because I do see that claim being made. Looking at the trend in cases from month to month, we had very few cases, 17 in January, went down a bit in February to 13, up in March to 20, April 33, May 52, June 176, July 652, which seems to have been the peak. For August, we've confirmed 424 cases, so there are fewer cases in August than in July. We hope that trend continues, but we have to continue to monitor, and we have to continue to do all the things that we have been doing to reduce the risk of spread.
Now Trinidad and Tobago, I love what the ministry is doing here now. I really love it. But listen to this. The Ministry of Health is charging persons for their dirty properties, but the Ministry of Finance is not cleaning outside their building. Look at this.
So many deaths. People want to get ticketed for not keeping their property clean. And have a look. Ministry of Finance. Over 1,000 people have dengue. So many deaths. People want to get ticketed for not keeping their property clean. And have a look.
Have a look, Terrence. Who are you going to ticket that now? Who are you going to drop that ticket on? Who are you going to buy, Terrence? It's sad, you know. I applaud you in your move, you know. I applaud you in your move. But I'll tell you something. Peter cannot pay for Paul. So see about all your own building now. So viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but when we come back, there's lots more in store right here on Real Talk with Saieed Ali.
Become a member of Real Talk Credit Union, now located at number 14 Coroni Savannah Road, Chaguanas. Open a fixed deposit with Real Talk Investments and get 4% on interest, with interest payment being paid upfront. Get in contact with us at 238-6716, 231-6219 or 339-1670. Real Talk Credit Union Cooperative Society Limited. Plant a seed today for a better tomorrow.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Real Talk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Real Talk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Coroni Savannah Road, Chaguanas or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the blaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Caller, good night.
Right.
Hello?
Hello?
Go right ahead, you're live.
Mr. Saheed, I want to know, I never get no form. The land is not mine. What I have to do? And I am a wheelchair.
I am not understanding what you are saying. I'm hearing too much of feedback in the background.
Oh, well, that's it, but I can't move because I am a wheelchair. What I have to do, I never fill out no form, right?
You never follow no form?
Yeah, I never get no form to fill out.
Uh-huh.
And I am a wheelchair, the land is not mine. I have a little shack living in it.
Okay, so you never got no form to follow. The land is not yours.
Yeah. And I have a little shack living in it.
Oh, you're in a wheelchair?
Yes.
Well, I believe there's some form of exemption made for people who cannot afford to pay, like disability people and pensioners. I believe you will have to go to the office. Somebody will have to carry you to the office to show that you're unable to pay.
Where the office is?
Well, you'll have to look for the one closest to your area.
Okay then.
You're welcome. Minister of Health Terence Singh have slammed opposition leader Kamala Prasad-Bissesa for her attacks on the government management of the COVID-19 pandemic, particularly the use of vaccine. Condemning the statement, Singh said that the vaccine were procured through diplomatic channels and the claim has far-reaching complications. Listen to this.
I really condemn those statements with every fiber of my body. What the opposition leader is saying is that these three countries were complicit in fooling Trinidad and Tobago and the world because other countries got those vaccines in a giant conspiracy and hoax. This goes beyond our borders, you know. This goes beyond Trinidad and Tobago's borders.
Now, viewers, allegations may also suggest that doctors and nurses breach their sacred oath, as he said that some members of the UNC needs help. Listen to this now.
How could any responsible individual aspiring to get back into office be allowed to repeat that on a political platform? It is just something that begs the question that I think some members of the UNC, as I have said before, need help.
Now, last week, opposition leader Kamala Prasad-Bissesa slammed a fake vaccine was used during the COVID-19 pandemic and resulted in 5,000 deaths.
This is a government that fooled the nation into believing there was a parallel healthcare system during the pandemic, when the reality was very different. Over 5,000 people are dead because of state-sanctioned murder during the COVID pandemic. Never forget that in January 2020, at a joint select committee of Parliament, Dr. Bodo asked CMOH Roshan Parasram, Dr. Parasram, Chief Medical Officer of Health, Dr. Bodo asked him about the risk of COVID-19 for the upcoming carnival. Dr. Parasram told the committee, don't worry about COVID-19. worried about gastro. This is in January 2020 when we flagged it, the UNC flagged it. We asked for meetings to deal with it. We sent suggestions to deal with it. So don't worry about that. Worry about gastro. That's what the goodly doctor said, you know. Thereafter, over 5,000 people of our country died. Hundreds of thousands were given a fake vaccine. And Dr. Roshan Parasram shamelessly he was awarded the Order of Trinidad and Tobago when under his watch, over 5,000 of our people or citizens died. He banned cremation, open-air cremations, banned. The court has now found that was illegal for him to do that. Banned it. Unconstitutional. He banned that practice of open-air cremations.
So that's one thing. Call like a night.
Night, Mr. Said, great program as usual, and as you touch on this property tax, this morning I was amazed and shocked. In Chaguanas there at the Inland Revenue Ramsar Street, 6:30 this morning, there was about 60 people in a line there, 60 persons in a line up there, 6:30 this morning, waiting to pay property tax. Man, shame on you all. It shows that the citizens in this country, many of them are not standing up for nothing that is right. That is why criminals could walk into your home and rob everybody. This is what we are seeing here from this political bunch of pirates, this political bunch of criminals. They endorse, state-sanctioned crime against the citizens of this country. All of this is state-sanctioned crime against the citizens of this country. Their employers and the citizens wake up now. Please, all wake up, stand up strong. Look at what you come here every night, educating the people, passing knowledge on to the citizens to strengthen up that. But your message reaching quite a lot of people here, Mr. Said, I must tell you that. And they are in high praise of your program and you. And we want everybody to come on board. Where the opposition could have stopped this property tax, they did nothing to do.
Correct. Well said. Well said.
Yes, that's true. And today when you see they only want to ride the wave of advantage and all of this crime against the citizens of this country, they look like the movement of social justice. Mr. Abdullah, I have great respect for you, Mr. Abdullah. That name, social justice. You could do a whole lot, and the unions to stop this. Even right now, the Trinidad and Tobago Revenue Authority, they're going to implement it. The Privy Council
already passed it, yeah.
Yeah, already passed it, and they're going to implement it. And citizens, Mr. Said, you educating them, and they understand. You said it a while ago. Citizens not understanding with the Revenue Authority coming on stream, where you see input is saying people have money in the house hiding. He could send them to search your house and take that money without warrant. Citizens, wake up. They will sell your property with you in it. They will come and take your cars. Citizens of this country, wake up and let us stand up. Mr. Said, God bless you, man. And praises to you, man, for many, many people in this country who can't call into your program and can't get through, man. God bless you. Keep up the great work you are doing.
Thank you, my friend. So viewers, listen this now. Let me tell you something now. Clang and Bert will drain every single cent you work for to pay tax. Every single cent that you're working for, Clang and Bert is bringing out legislations and amendments to make sure that you have nothing when the month reach. I told all about Revenue Authority. I told you all about property tax. Now listen to this. The penalty for failure to register a business will increase from a daily fine of $200 to a one-time fine of $10,000 with an additional fine of $300 for each day the offense continue under the miscellaneous provision. It's a global form, Bill 2024. Let me tell you something now. All I love Clang and Bert, all I love PNM, watch me. I will watch all fade away in the wind. I will watch y'all drop on all their knees and beg. I will watch y'all cry like a newborn baby. Trust me, I know what I'm saying. All I rush to pay property tax. You all voice your opinion. When property tax was 3%, Clongenbud bring it down to 2%. Voice your opinion again, and he drop it down to 1%. Voice your opinion again, and he bring it down to 0.05%. But you know what? We don't want that. We want to work and pay tax to the government. Finance Minister Clongenbud stated that this change is designed to enforce compliance with registration requirements, as there are far too many people operating outside of the law. So there is going to be a law now. Watch me, it's going to be nothing again, you know. When Clongenbud done with all you, I want to see all of them gather around the parliament and hug up Clongenbud crying like a newborn baby. I want it all you. The bill is designed to meet transparency obligation according to Global Forum recommendation and standard. You see, one thing with Clongenbud love to use what another country is doing, but they cannot implement something where the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago would be at peace. It's tax until you're dead. When you're dead now, they're putting tax on your coffin. Embud said the bill introduced a series of amendments to the Companies Act amid the clarification, the definition, the tightening regulation, the enhancing compliance and enforcement. Trinidad and Tobago, in other words, this is what I'm going to tell you. This is what I am going to tell you. Small business will get taxed now. Why am I saying that? Detailing the bill clause, Embud said provisions also introduce several changes to the registrations of business names. Laws strengthen the registration requirement for business, increase penalties. Oh, let's listen to this, and we go talk after.
Clause 12 of the bill introduces several changes to the Registration of Business Names Act, strengthens the registration requirements for businesses, increases penalties for non-compliance, and provides clearer guidelines for addressing default. Clause 12A repeals and replaces Section 3 of the Act, establishing that all firms must be registered in accordance with the provisions of the Act to legally conduct business. One would think that should have been the case so long ago. This clause also specifies that firms that began operating before the new Section 31A must comply with the registration requirement within 3 months.
Now, Trinidad and Tobago, let me take my time and explain this to you all. Small business will get taxed now. This means the doubles man, the small parlor, the man selling the water, and the pepper on the roadway, etc. Or a fine will be faced. So now, you have to register your mini-mart, your food shop, your barber shop, your coconut van, your fish van, as a business, or face a fine of $10,000 with an additional fine of $300 a day until your business register. So let me start to call some names. The small man on the street. All right, good. You see those people selling water on the highway? You have to register your business. You're selling. As long as you are selling, it does not matter what. You will get taxed. There will be a fine for you if you're not registered. So the man on the highway, boom shot, that's a business you had to register. You have a double shed, 10 by 10 selling doubles and Sahin and Polori. Register that, otherwise you'll face a penalty. You're picking up bottle and you're selling it. Those of you who have a van, you're going around, you're picking up your bottle and you're selling, that have to register. If you're running a taxi service, 4 or 5 vehicles, and you're renting it out, that has to register. Watch me, if you're selling nuts on the pavement, you have to register. Trust me, every single business under the sun that does in Trinidad and Tobago, you have to register it. If you're selling cigarettes side the road in a bag, you have to register that. You have to register it. Trinidad and Tobago. If you have a parlor in front of your house, you register in that parlor. All those people who selling doubles in a van, doubles in a shed, that's registering. All those people who selling clothes side the road from a van, you put up a tent, you're registering that. You're selling watermelon in a van, you're registering that. You're a market vendor and you're selling a van, you're registering that. It's tax by tax by tax. Those taxi drivers, you're running? You have a car for hire? You have to register that too. Trust me. Or watch man at Trinidad and Tobago. All you know are coming and trying to educate you before it hit you. Before it hit you, I am trying to educate you. So every single business under the sun, and you're in Trinidad, you're registering. If you're selling tomatoes on the pavement, you're registering that. You're selling cigarettes on the pavement, you're registering that. You're selling soft drink. You have too cool and you're selling soft drink, that's a business. You're making money, register that. Call a good night.
Yes, sir, good night.
My friend, go right ahead.
Saeed, you're making a real good point when you're talking about the tax. People need to understand what it is they get themselves into here. Because once they get into that phase and he starts raising that annual rental value percentage, it has no way you're going to be able to pay property tax, you know.
Correct.
And people not understanding what's going on in the country, right?
And caller, listen this, Listen this. Clongenberg started with 3%, right?
Yeah.
He cut off a whole percent for the people to come forward. You think when people start paying property tax, you think that 2% ain't going up to 4% or 5%?
Correct.
Thank you.
You're quite right about that. And let me tell you something to open people's eyes a little more. Let's go and do all the research to see how much percentage the rest of the world paying. We pay the highest right now.
Correct.
Is our country paying 0.5%?
Correct.
So why we have to pay 2%?
Because we foolish.
And let me tell you something too, aside people not understanding, we getting tax, first world tax, and we getting 10th world service.
Treatment, correct.
We're not getting no service for that tax.
Correct.
People are there wake up now, boy. All they need to do local government reform to pay the property tax in the corporation for them to take your money and fix your area. When you hurry and go and pay it in the IR office, they're taking that money and spend it central bank and then going to squander that money.
Correct, well said.
Nothing out of that money.
Well said.
People are not understanding what's going on inside. People in this country, they're just quick and they're be frightened to hear anything. So they're quick to go and pay their money fast. And doesn't understand people. Hold all their hands. Do not go and pay this property tax because they have nothing in place for local government reform and they're taking all their money. Listen, they don't pay tax on their property already on the side. People need to understand. When you buy a property, where you get stamp duty?
Exactly.
Stamp duty is where you pay on your property.
But stamp duty is taxes. You already paid it.
Let me tell you something, side. Stamp duty. There's been sometimes over 100,000, over
correct.
50,000. I have a friend pay 185,000 in stamp duty. And now you're coming and tell me, I paid stamp duty last 2 years. I do a change and name on my property side. And I had to value my property and pay stamp duty on that. So if I pay property tax, I gain back my stamp duty. Asking a question, so every time you change ownership on your property, are you getting back?
You're not getting that.
Exactly my point. So what it is they're doing then? And they're only robbing you, they're taking your money. People need to understand, listen, this man, this finance minister do not have a clue how to generate revenue besides
Taxing the people.
Belong to the board. That is the main motive. Let me tell you something, Saieed. You see the 2025 election, people need to know what it is they want to. Think about what the whole life was 9 years ago. And think about it now. And if you're happy now, you was happier back then. And make a decision on that. Anyway, Saieed, you enjoy your night.
Thank you, my friend. So, viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to stick on this tax where you have to register where you're picking up bottle after this break.
Become a member of Real Talk Credit Union, now located at number 14 Coroni Savannah Road, Chagonas. Open a fixed deposit with Real Talk Investments and get 4% on interest with interest payment being paid upfront. Get in contact with us at 238-6716, 231-6219 or 339-1670. Real Talk Credit Union Cooperative Society Limited. Plant a seed today for a better tomorrow.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtor Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtor Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Coroni Savannah Road, Chagonas or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the blaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Trinidad and Tobago, do you all really understand what is taking place in our country? The easiest thing for Clongenberg to use, it is easy for him to use a statement that other country does it. Other country does it. And we are following a forum. We are following a law. We are following a legislation. Other countries have better roads. Do we have better roads? We have roads like long ago where Tasca used to run, Farmer used to pass something. We have roads like that. That's the kind of roads we have. So market vendors, very soon, you're gonna have to register your business. You see in front of your house when you pop them little market stall to sell, that have to register. That have to register. Those people who doing sewing, there's a seamstress. Let me tell you something, you had to register that. You just make little cake and sell. You just do little pastries. As long as you sell it. Watch me now. Everything under the sun in Trinidad and Tobago, everything that you sell and you're making a living from it, you have to register it. Every single thing. You're walking around selling nuts, there's a business you're making money, that has to register. You're selling pie side the road in a van, that has to register. You come out selling coconut, that has to register. All you know what, hey, hear this now. We love paying, amen? Way to go! Well, Clunging Bird, finish with all you. See the money all are working for? It's only tax all you're paying. It's only tax by tax by tax. Imagine, you're a seamstress. You're a seamstress. Working for probably about $2,000 or $3,000 a month, you're sustaining yourself on that. And you have to pay tax on that. You're buying the material, you're paying tax. You're traveling, you're paying tax. You're buying food, you're paying tax. Your light bill is tax. Your water rate is tax. The couch you sit down in your house, you pay tax for. The groceries you're paying tax for. Your internet you're paying tax for. Now you're paying tax for sewing clothes. Call a good night.
Yes, Saeed, good night.
Go right ahead, you're live, my friend.
So, Saeed, are you saying that the fellow that's selling on the side of the street has to pay tax? The fellow who's selling a solo has to pay tax?
As long as you're running a small business, you have to pay tax.
Right. So, Saeed, all over this country, in every community, have 2-3 drug blocks. Who pays tax for that? Who calling them both know where all the drug blocks is in all the communities in Tobago?
Correct.
Where all the drug blocks is? Who's selling all the drugs? Who bringing it in? Who's selling all the arms? Who's selling all the ammunition? Who bringing in them things? Who registering that? Thank you, Saeed.
Thank you, my friend. Trinidad and Tobago, I want to let you understand something. I'm talking to the small man on the streets. Them is the people I'm talking to. The small man on the streets. You see, as long as you have something set up in your house and you're making money from it, it is considered a business in Clunging Bird Eye. Keep in mind, Trinidad and Tobago, keep in mind, Clunging Bird went to Parliament, exempt himself from paying property tax and brought out a legislation and an amendment that if you didn't pay property tax, you will be fined $5,000. Let me tell you something. Clunging Bird should get blind a morning. Clunging Bird should get with the tongue kind of talk in the morning. The man taxing, and he taxing, and he taxing. The coconut man going and pay tax. The man who's selling burger on the side of the road going and pay tax. The gyro man going and pay tax. The taxi driver will have to register their business just now to pay tax. All you understand what I am saying? All you understand what I am saying? Clunging Bird didn't care about you, you know. Clunging Bird their business if you have money to buy groceries, you know. This snow cold man had to pay tax with the bicycle. You see, when Clunging Bird used that statement, I raised gas once there riot, I raised gas twice there riot, I raised gas 3 times there riot, that caused me to look at Clunging Bird different. That caused me to look at Clunging Bird different. He care for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And them and riots. So if I tell you all your riot now, you know police coming to break down my door? Because I telling all you. What's the word again that is used, boy? Oh God, there's a word to use. When you're instigating a fight now, boy. You have a word to use. I can't remember the name of the word. Which means Clunging Bird expected you to riot. But what you do? You take the rise of gas and you stay quiet. Now, I have been calling on the union laborers for months now. All you collecting a salary. All you representing workers in Trinidad. Well, the workers and them now are about now to turn over the pocket because the money can barely reach. All the union leaders supporting all the increase of tax in Trinidad and Tobago. Is he standing up for you all? Is he standing up for you all? You all understand when I telling all you, the coconut man had to pay tax, now he had to register business? You all understand why I telling all you, but the man who's selling gyro and hamburger side the road, when I tell all you he had to register a business and pay tax, all you go doubt me? Clongenberg said it just now. The car wash man side the road. The car wash man had to register his business to pay tax. You're riding a bicycle and you're selling Polari, you're paying tax. You had to register that Polari business. Trinidad and Tobago, all you understand why I'm telling all you? All you understand that? Oh, all you playing stick breaking all your ears and all you want to hear Saieed. I told all you what Santiatek is going to go up. All you didn't believe me until Marvin bring it out in all your face. What are you going to do, Marvin? You can't do Marvin nothing. The government owes $4 billion. What did the Minister of Public Utility tell all you? All you had to contribute payments. All you the citizens have to contribute payments. So the bottle man now, who picking up bottle with a bag? Brother man, if that your business, register it. So if you have no doubles man with no tent, unregistered in Trinidad and Tobago. The fishermen who going out in the sea. Talking about that, I need to see about the sea draws. Papi, I ain't forget you. The fishermen who going out in the sea. All they have to register a business, you know. All they making money. Whether you make it or not, when you come on land, you pay for that. You have a boat, they have business, register it. Trinidad and Tobago have so much to tell all about this, but time is of the essence. So there's a rerun of this program tomorrow from 11:30 to 12:30 until another night. We'll be right back here, Real Talk with Saieed Ali, as we go live again. Until then, good night.